Hi, it's Carl Benson here from Carl Benson YouTube. Hope you're all having a good day. Today I'm installing my new replacement Corsair Commander Pro unit, and I'm going to bring you lot along for the ride and see how this goes. So today what I've got to install is RGB extension for my strips around the case. I may install some of these thermal probes, thermal sensors, if I can find somewhere to put them. And I'll be using some of these extensions. I've noticed in this Commander Pro pack, these extensions for the fans, PWM 4-pin, are a lot longer than originals. In fact, let me just get one of the originals and I'll show you the length difference. So to measure these, I'll be using my long ruler. It measures up to 800 millimeters. So we'll see the difference in length of these PWM cables. This is one of the original ones. As you can see, quite long enough for the job. And this one is approximately 334 millimeters in length, right to the very edge there. This is one of the RGB strips extensions. Let's see how long they are. $354 millimeters in length. And from the revised, because I think this is a revised pack, because these are definitely longer, twice the length, probably. So let's get them up there, and these are, excuse me getting it where the camera, 632 millimeters in length. So, you know, long enough to get anywhere around on your build, so you don't fall short, hopefully, and I don't think you will do for these. So what I've got to do here now is move this out of the way and start attaching everything. Well, start disconnecting everything out of the build to get ready to attach to my new Commander Pro unit here. So I'll turn this around so you can see what I'm doing. There won't be any editing on this film, on this video. You know, it's just live as it's going. Well, not live, but recorded, but there'll be no editing, so you'll be seeing it as it's done. I'll take the front off. Very good case. This is a Fantex Luxy 2 with a tempered glass, a side panel. 2 thumb screws, lift the door off, nice and easy. Put it out there, nice and safe. This case I did use in my main build, so I'll give you a little tour around in here. This is the Aorus, or the Gigabyte Aorus X470 X470 Gaming 7 Wi-Fi. Very good motherboard, good overclocker. The CPU is a 2600. Underneath there, the cooler is the Corsair HD150x Pro RGB. The graphic card is the Asus Strix RX 480 8 OG. Was it not 8? It's the 8 GB. It's the overclocked edition anyway. And custom cables here. I need to address these as well because one of them isn't being used. I'll have to take that out. Disconnect this. Tidy it up a little bit. Sorry if the camera keeps losing focus. Let's see if I can sort the light out because it's very bright in here. There we go. Don't want too much light. Let's see if I can zoom you guys in a little bit. so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Excuse that noise outside, you can hear it's a motorbike. Here we've got my SSD 120GB Samsung 750 EVO with a vinyl wrap on it. This RX480 also has a vinyl wrap on the back of walnut. The shroud of vinyl wrapped in carbon, same as this. And this graphic card was originally in my other build, and I'll just put it over here because this is my mid to high end budget gaming PC with the 2600. The RAM there, very special RAM that you can see in there, with 16GB of Royals at 3200 MHz. Very nice RAM, easy to overclock. But I will say this, the RGB on them, I mean, it works with, with this motherboard, but it only can show you whatever the motherboard offers, and Aorus RGB, I don't think it's that clever, to tell you the truth. It's not that clever at all. Very basic display. So what do I need to disconnect? Firstly, the RGB, the USB 2.0 header for the cooler. Make sure I disconnected the right one. Yep. So I'll just leave it out for a moment. And then I need to disconnect all the fans that I've attached to the motherboard case. Yeah, another one of the original PWM extensions that you got with the Commander Pro, not as long as you can see. These other ones are twice the length, which I think is better. So a nice little revision there. Right, let's turn this around. What I'm going to do today is make some labels up for the fans and number them before I attach them, so because it's important that you get everything in the right order, not so much for the fans but especially for the RGB strips, so when you switch the computer on, the pattern that's being displayed comes out properly. Okay, so I've got myself some white labels here. I'm going to number these 1 to 6, and I'll be able to cut them off. The reason why I put the numbers on twice there, I put the number on twice, you can see that. And so when I fold it in half, you can see the number both sides. Okay, so now I've got my numbers written out and cut out. First thing that I'm going to remove is this Corsair Node Pro. This is important for your RGB strips when you don't have a Commander Pro. Disconnects that. This also attaches to a USB header there, so you can adjust it in IQ software, and also attaches to its own power supply. I mean, I wish there was a way that Corsair could slim this down so everything didn't need an individual power connection to it, because for some people you just might not have enough connections, SATA connections. So we've got rid of that, because the Commander Pro takes over all this stuff. And then another part of it, this is what distributes the light, the RGB lighting. So when you've got more than one RGB strip, so like, you know, you've got 6 or you've got 6 fans and maybe something else to plug into there, like some more strips and that, this is what you use these for. And these came when I bought other Corsair fans, and I made a mistake of buying the fans with the No Pro 3 times, so I have quite a few of these spare. So that's already zip tied up, just to keep the cable nice and short. And this will attach to the Commander Pro unit. And I will disconnect all of these just so I can make sure everything is uniform. So when it's all plugged in, the light show is as it should be, in order. So I'll put number 2 on this one. And why don't we go over number 1 first? Because I've got number 2 in my hand first. So this is going to be number 2. Because it's there at the top. This is number 1 at the bottom. And these are just going on the RGB side of it. Number 1. You've got to be very careful when you pull these wires out as well, because I made the mistake of letting one wire slip out, and once one fan fails in the RGBs, they all fail until you correct it, until you either take it away and then re-plug them in, because they have to be plugged in order for everything to work. You can't plug into 1, 2, miss out 3, then 4 and 5, because it just won't light up past 1 and 2. Pretty much like, you know, Christmas lights of the olden days. This is the RGB strips, so that will go into a separate part. This is number 3. It's a bit of messing about to begin with, but once you've done this, it makes life easier later on, because you can easily identify what goes where and what you're looking at. Number 3. You've got to be careful when you're using cutters as well. Never, you know, like cut across the wires. I always make sure that the nib is going down the wire, so basically it's flat on it and not going across, so it reduces the chance of you catching anything and cutting a wire that you really don't want to cut, which I've done before, and it's not good. So this was in number 4 position, but it doesn't mean it's number 4. It just means that I plugged it in any old hour to begin with. When my Commander Pro unit died on me, I just wanted to get everything working again, just to make sure, and I had to do a bit of troubleshooting to find out what the problem was, and unfortunately the Commander Pro unit had died. But Corsair was very good with the RMA and got my replacement out within a week through a third party as well, because I didn't buy it off Corsair directly, but they honoured the guarantee, the warranty, and gave me a replacement straight away. That's number 4. If you have a look at this one, I don't know if you can see that, but it's hot glue on there because I've had a wire pull out of there before. You've got to be very careful when you're pulling these out and disconnecting them, that you make sure that you press a little clip down properly and don't pull on the wires, because the wires will come out after time. Number 4. That's number 5. And number 6 there for the rear exhaust. So we're all good there. And I'm just going to shorten this wire a little bit. Use a little pipe cleaner kind of tie, twisty thing. And that one's already done. Now I've just got to pull the fans out. Now what I'll do is first is put all these back into the Node Pro lighting unit. Into number 1 first. Number 2 and number 2. Sorry about the camera not being really that good. And get number 3, put that in number 3. And then find number 4. So many wires with these, absolute mess. Number 5. And then number 6. Yeah, so we've got everything labelled up now. Got everything in the correct place. Now you need to collect these wires up the best that you can. Without getting anything twisted. And try and find a place to put it out of the way. And I think there would be a good spot. I have to get a sticky pad for that to stick it on there. 3M sticky pad. A mass of black wires everywhere. And that's going to go there like so. These are pretty much going to just dangle off there, and I'll just attach them with zip ties to other wires later on, just to tidy everything up. And that's where that's going to go, there. Now this bit, it's important that you connect this bit to the Commander Pro unit. Like so. Again, more black wires. No real easy place to put these. You just got to squeeze them in there. Try and straighten the wires out as best that you can before you install it. Inspect the USB 2.0 header. Make sure all the wires are in, nothing pulled out. Try and get the twists and kinks out of this wire, the power wire. And at the same time you can have a feel of it and just make sure nothing's broken. So to begin with, I'm going to put in my RGB strips into LED slot 1. And then the Node Pro into LED slot 2. So that's all my strips and the RGB strips inside the fans taken care of. There will be an alternative power supply as well for this as well, because need extra power. I don't think they can, this can distribute enough power between everything to power the fans and the RGB strips as well. So now let's see, what's this going to be? Right, that's going to be headers for the case. USB header for the case. I'll push that through there. And this is for the cooler. And make sure everything's okay there. I don't think it matters which slot these go into, they're not numbered 1 to 2. Just check the orientation, make sure everything goes in the right way around. Slide that in there like so. You're limited to where you can put things, so I think I'm going to need an extension here for the USB, for the RGB header, not the RGB header, I mean for the RGB strips. So Corsair kindly provide extensions for the RGB strips as well. Plug that into there. And now I've got a bit more freedom as to where I can put this unit. And the wires later on I'll just have to collect up and put them away somehow. Let's see. I am limited to where I can really put this. I can't just put it where I want to. Now I've got to find a good place. Really good place. Really, there's only one place that I can put it, and that's, I just move these wires out of the way. God, Corsair, why so many wires? Now I suppose if we want RGB heaven, this is what we've got to go through, isn't it? Now make sure this wire gets fed properly into there, velcro down. I mean this Fantex Luxy case, it's a good case, but you just don't get a lot of room to work with. So that's where that's going to go. Now I've got to find all the fans. I have got more zip ties, so I will be re-zip tying everything back up again later on. with a loop in them. Just shorten the length off a little bit. Again, it doesn't really matter where you plug your fans, in what order. They're all going to work no matter what. And this is where I need to use an extension now. I use one of the shorter ones, so it's not too long. Let's have all these plugins at motherboard on a 3-in-1 splitter. In fact, no, I was using the cooler itself. Wow, now I'm getting confused. Wires, wires, wires. So let's unplug that. Untangle it from the mass. Take the loop out of it because it's pulled itself tight. Always make sure your wires are nice and straight when you can. And of course, if you pull a knot in them, you can break the wires on the inside. Yeah, they can reach over nicely, but I think I might use the extensions just so I can tuck them away better. And maybe route them better the long way around. Where Velcro strips are built into the case. And that one to there. Sometimes more can be less. What I'm doing is just using a tie, a wire tie. Actually, better idea. So I'll feed this wire through here. So that holds it up there. Yeah, so it's going to be fine. So that's the front two. Like I say, it doesn't really matter what order these go into. And be careful to make sure you don't pull anything or trap any wires. That's the fan controller on the case. Don't need to plug in that in because I don't use a controller, because it just needs a power supply. I don't have time for that. I'm not sure exactly what the fan this is. Okay, already just a massive wires everywhere. When it's hard to keep track of things. Let's cut that one in half, that pipe cleaner wire wrap thing. I call it pipe cleaner because we used to get pipe, these little things, further things called pipe cleaners years ago. That you bend into shapes, and they're just called pipe cleaners. You know, you never clean pipes out of them. That's RGB header for the case. Okay, this is now been located for the roof. This is the fan that's in the roof. I'm just got to locate another 3 fans now. Let's have a look around here. Let's have a look at the front. Right, now to locate the last few wires. This one. Yeah. One, two, 3, 4, 5. So 2 more to find. Okay. There's another one. One more to find. Just putting that there that way. Let's find this last wire. So this will be here. not. Last fan cable there. You see why it's so easy to lose track of things in this lot. I just lost that end. There we go. Nope, not for that. It's a different fan extension. I'll take that off of there. I'm still missing one fan. Or two. That's that one. That's that one. That's that one. Took this up here out of the way. And there we go. And there's a final one. At last. Number 6. So that's all the space is taken up. Now we feed the USB through this lot. I like the thing about putting Corsair fans in, especially when you're using everything that Corsair offer in the RGB, like the Commander Pro, the No Pro, and every single fan and RGB strip you go in. It's never pleasant with the wires. Never. Plug this into the header. Make sure you get the orientation correct. The best thing you can do with these is just take your time and check everything and double check everything as you're going along. And then find a power source to plug it into. There we go. And that's that. And then now we have the task of tidying it all up. Do you think we can make that tidy? Let's have a go. Best thing you can use, I mean you can get reusable zip ties, use them ones, but get yourself some little zip ties, some little skinny things, and start zip tying up, and just use hooks on the computer case. That lets you hook onto it. Where possible. Everything about doing these is just finicky. Absolutely everything. Just do the best that you can. I don't think it's ever possible to do a good tidy job of these wires. Unless you start from scratch and have a proper good case. Something like the Fantex Enfield Primo is a builder's dream case. I know this because I've owned one, and I would have another one again. And I regret the day that I sold mine, but I sold it with a computer build. And yeah, I regret selling that case. Absolute dream to work with. The biggest case you'd ever want to have. It fit as much as you want inside it, and it still dwarf anything that you put inside it. And it looks quite stunning as well once you've done. Make sure everything's flattened down. Again, be careful when you're cutting. Make sure all other wires are out of the way when you cut these off. It's too easy to catch another wire, especially when it's just black wires amongst other black wires. Sometimes they're hard to miss. You can just nick one, and that will spoil your day. Trust me, I know. This is probably the best that you're going to get it. took everything away. And then if you have one, bang your side panel back on. Luckily for this one, it just clips on there. I can push it back on. So, yeah. I'm going to go get my side panel and see if we can get that back on. So I've got my side panel here. It does have a few marks and a bit of damage on it from where it's been scraped and knocked. But, you know, it does the job of hiding this big mess. Let's make sure everything's in place. That's not going to stay where you want it to stay, but it should flatten down. Make sure nothing's sticking out there with the Commander Pro. Nothing obscuring it. Nothing trapped. Because you don't want to trap any wires, not now, at this stage. Careful, and pushing everything in. There we go. Thumb screw. Thumb screw. And that's how you install your Corsair Commander Pro. Now to test fire.